New Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors are on the internet, and they're not good. According to this report, if you believe Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the holy grail of gaming, you think this is the second coming of Jesus, you think gaming has been dead since GTA 5 came out, and it will not be alive until GTA 6 came out. If you are a ball and gun commander, you're probably gonna want to order a physical copy of you need it on the shelf. That nice, beautiful copy of Grand Theft Auto 6 sitting on the shelf, just glowing like, oh, healing your aura, keeping your immune system strong, getting you bad bitches. I hate to break it to you. Rumors are stating GTA 6 will not have a physical edition at launch. A new claim states that GTA 6 will not have a physical edition at launch, as Rockstar wants to avoid any leaks. It has been quite some time since we heard new details about Rockstar's highly anticipated title. I wish we could just see the game at this point. GTA 6. The last details we heard came from their count battles with the IWGB, with Rockstar claiming that devs were fired due to leaks sent to influencers, and some documents suggest 32-player online lobbies. Now, some interesting details about the game's launch plans have been revealed. Take-Two is reportedly skipping a physical edition for GTA 6 to avoid leaks. The claim that Take-Two is skipping a physical launch for GTA 6 comes from PPE Grizzardi, who leaked the PS5 port of Microsoft's Flight Simulator 2024 and the Switch 2 release date for Sonic Racing Cross World. So basically they're saying he's got some credibility. Their source, who handles physical video game sales in Europe, has informed Grizzardi that this decision was made to avoid gameplay and story leaks, and that GTA 6 will launch digitally on consoles at first. The sources have also revealed that they have received mixed reports about when the physical edition of GTA 6 will be released. Some have stated that it could arrive 3 to 4 weeks after launch, whereas other sources have said players might have to wait until 2027 to see physical editions. It seems more information should arrive mid-February. While it's a bold claim, PPE has been right on several past claims relating to insider information regarding physical editions of games, including Flight Simulator 2024 coming to PS5 and the release date of Oblivion remastered physical copies. In other news, GTA, we don't care about that shit about the other one. Shout out to Kron with the sub. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm leaning towards I believe this rumor is real. Keep in mind, none of this is true until it's confirmed, but I'm leaning towards I think this rumor is true, but not for the reasons y'all think. New prediction. They're stating the reason they don't want to release physical editions is because they want to avoid leaks. I think the reason they want to avoid physical editions is so they can make more money. Because what did I just state earlier? Ball and gun commanders believe that GTA 6 is the second coming of Christ. So if they release a digital version, they'll buy it. And then when that physical version comes out, the ball and gun commanders are going to go, man, I got to get that shit on my shelf. I need to look at that shit, bro. I need to look at Lucia. I need to look at this nigga. What's his name? Jason or some shit? I need to look at them, bro. I need to touch it. So I think this has more to do with money than actually anything else. Because, I mean, look at it from their standpoint. You release the digital, get a bunch of money. Release the physical, get a bunch of money. And then, I don't think this game's coming out this year, but let's say it does. Regardless, you know the remaster's coming. It's PS6. They're saying 2028, 2029. So a few years away. Not only do you get the digital and the physical sales, you're also going to get the PC sales, which is digital, but you know, it's going to come later. And then you're also going to get the remaster sales. And then you're going to get the remaster of the remaster sales. So I first of all, I think this rumor is true. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think this has anything to do with leaks. I just think they're trying to, I suspect that their shareholders expect GTA to break all types of sales records. And because there's so much pressure on the executives and the developers to perform for the shareholders, I predict they're going to do anything, and I mean anything, to inflate their numbers. Basically what I'm saying is GTA 6, I'm not talking about the quality of the game, but I predict, new prediction, I predict the executives over at Rockstar are going to do whatever they can to make sure that GTA 6 becomes Russell Westbrook on the OKC Thunder after Kevin Durant left to go play with the Thunder. You remember when that nigga was averaging a triple-double every night, but they wasn't winning shit? That's gonna be this game. It's gonna be solid. Like he on the Thunder, he was solid. But we knew they wasn't making it out the first or the second round. I think this game will be solid. I just don't know what it could do to blow minds away. I don't know, man. Yo, shout out to McNasty with the super chat. He said, I gotta have a physical copy for game preservation. That's real shit. There's gonna be people like that, including me. Like I probably would want a physical copy for game preservation as well. And that's why I said they're gonna find, I don't think it has anything to do with leaks, jokes aside. It's just they want to make more money. Don't fall for this bullshit. How long you think after launch will physical copies come out? Just a guess. In this article, they're saying 3 to 4 weeks. I don't believe that shit. I believe 6 months to like a year. They're gonna wait to, because when the physical copies get announced, if they do digital only, when the physical copy is announced, it's going to create a second news cycle for them, right? And they're going to be looking for that. Like, why release this 3 weeks after when you can release it a few months after, when things have cooled down, create a new news cycle where everybody's talking about GTA 6 again. Maybe in the physical edition, it comes with some unique thing in the box, like a map or some shit. I don't know. I don't believe this, that if it is true that there's going to be 3, I think it's going to be months, like 6 months, and then out of nowhere, you're going to be like, yeah, if you get the physical edition, you get an exclusive map of Vice City that you can hang on your wall with a trinket for your keychain or some shit like this. They're gonna drop the physical with the PS6 as a bundle, and motherfuckers gonna act like it's a new game. Keep in mind though, I'm just yapping. None of this is confirmed. But if it is, remember where you heard it here first. Moving on. We got some PS4 nigga news. All PS4 peons come to the front. If you missed it, yesterday's news, let me give you a quick update. Let's see. The video is on the Hokage Highlights YouTube channel. This video right here. Sony called every PS4 port beggar, broken, dusty. If you missed the news, Sony is now sending out messages to PS4 owners to please upgrade to PS5 because they're fucking sick of you guys holding back gaming. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up, nigga. I won the war. But we've been over that. We're not here to kick you guys while you're down. Actually, we are. But I'm not going to do it with old news. We're going to do it with new news. We got an update on what's going on in the PS4 community. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been discovered that you can grill a grilled cheese on the PS4. Let's check it out.
All right, let's make a grilled cheese for dinner on the PlayStation. We got this cool light here too. All right, let's butter our bread. All right, we got the butter on. That should spread out.
Can I just state, this nigga's nasty. He didn't even clean the PS4 from the last time that he cooked on it, bruh. Fucking clean the stove before you fucking cook on it again. Y'all niggas is nasty. Wipe that shit off, bruh. Yo, shout out to Mackenzie with this $20 super chat. Thanks for the consistency. I appreciate it. But anyways.
Let's go ahead and put them down on a hip. All right, let's get the cheese. All right, cheese.
Hey, chat, how long y'all think it take to preheat the PS4? Let me know.
All right, let's wait a minute. Let's check them. Oh yeah, a little burn.
Nice and crispy.
Okay. All right, let's check this one. Oh,
nice
perfect.
and crispy.
All right, let's put it over and just a little bit longer. Get that cheese melted. All right, I think she's done. Let's rip into it. Oh yeah, it's a good grilled cheese.
20
this thing's
minutes.
Like a cast iron. You just leave it, just wipe it off, keep all that seasoning.
I think preheating the PS4 is based off the game that you boot up, right? If you boot up like a little small indie game, like some 2D indie game, it's gonna take like 20 minutes to preheat it. But if you try to run Marvel Rivals on the PS4, it's gonna preheat within 2 minutes because that game can't run on the PS4. I said what I said. But yeah, in case you guys didn't know, that's just a quick update on what's going on in the poverty community, the PS4 peons. They are now cooking burgers, grilling cheese on there. Hey, listen, I got a new challenge. Before we move on and I talk about something else related to the PS4, I got a new challenge for you PS4 niggas. I want to see somebody be the first PS4 nigga to ever do a luau on the PS4. Y'all know what a luau is? I don't even know how to spell that shit. It's a Hawaiian way of cooking. Hawaiian lu. Is that how you spell it? It's where they roast. Yeah, this shit right here. Okay. Who gonna be the first PS4 nigga to do a Hawaiian luau on the PS4. So what I want you to do is go to your local butcher and buy a whole pig. Go to Costco or something. Put that bitch on a stick and hover it above the PS4, and you and your mans can slowly spin it around. Maybe you could do a rotisserie chicken too. Season it up. Play some traditional Hawaiian music. Shout out to my Hawaiians out there, man. Let's see who's gonna do the first PS4 Pro Hawaiian luau. Shout out to the PS4 community. What else we got for you? Oh, other PS4 news. If things couldn't get worse, if you want to understand how old and dusty that PS4 is, a telltale sign of how old your technology is when hardware developers start cramming it into a handheld. A PlayStation handheld is made by a modder that can run PS4 games, and it can run up to 4 hours. He said it's gonna take 3 hours to get it done. Reddit user We Will Make It Now shared images of a portable PS4 project, which they said consisted of months of work, testing, and redesign. According to the modder, the handheld contains the motherboard of a PS4 Slim, which they cut and modified to make it as small as possible while still retaining all the functionality. The goal was not only size reduction, but also better power efficiency and thermal behavior by optimizing the layout and removing unused sections. Translation: this is actually better than the PS4. The handheld features a 7-inch OLED display. PS4 niggas, if you don't know what, you guys probably don't know what an OLED display is. You guys are still on a 480p LCD. It's really nice. It's very shiny, very beautiful. It supports up to 1080p resolution. It also includes an HDMI output, which lets players connect it to a TV like a standard PS4. They also designed a new cooling system for the console with optimized airflow and heat sinks with active temperature management to properly handle the PS4's APU under load. According to We Will Make It Now, the handheld's battery life lasts up to 3 hours when it's under low to medium load, while demanding games will run around 90 minutes. It can also be played with the handheld plugged in the AC power if needed. They also posted a video of them running to prove it actually works. There we go. Handheld PS4s are here. Now, on one hand, I will say a handheld PS4 made by some modders, pretty cool. But on the flip side, I also have to state you're a little late. This already exists. It's called the Nintendo Switch 2. So I admire your passion, but this came out a few months ago, guys. It's called the Switch 2. There's no need to make this shit. The Steam Deck, yeah. The Steam Deck came out 3-4 years ago. Oh my God. So yeah, there's your PS4 community update. Hope you guys enjoyed that. In other news, US Congress members call for a thorough review of EA's $55 billion sale. Before EA goes private in a groundbreaking sale, some US lawmakers are pleading for some federal oversight. Democratic members of US Congress, as part of the Congressional Labor Caucus, penned a letter asking the Federal Trade Commission, aka the FTC, to thoroughly review the $55 billion acquisition of EA. EA confirmed the sales to the Public Investment Fund, or the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners in September, but the deal is expected to close in the first quarter of 2027. Before the official change of ownership, the 46 House Democrats who signed the letter to the FTC are calling for more scrutiny into the impacts of the deal. The letter noted some of the most consequential effects, including the worsening of an unstable industry, the potential for more layoffs, and an increased market dominance for EA. We respectfully urge the Commission to conduct a thorough investigation into the labor market consequences of those proposed acquisitions, including EA's existing wage-setting power, the likelihood of post-transaction layoffs, and the degree of labor market concentration in relevant geographic and occupational markets, and the role of cross-ownership in shaping labor outcomes. Translation, if you're not following: no one man should have all that power. Me personally, I'm concerned with this deal going through, because this could also spell more disasters like Skate. Oh, I know you guys don't want to talk about it, but there's a world where we could be releasing more AAA games that are completely unfinished. You know that smoke a lot of you guys got for High Ground? Where was that smoke for the free-to-play game designed by a $55 billion company that had absolutely nothing in it? Where was the smoke for that? Where was it? Oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. Very interesting. This is good. This is good. They do need to look into, jokes aside, they do need to look into what does it mean to be acquired by these new investors. Because potentially a lot of people could be getting laid off. You know, this could be a play where, you know, they try to, we already know EA wants to work with AI. It could speed up that whole process and more people would lose jobs. They're just trying to make sure that everything is square before, because ultimately this investment firm is going to hold a lot of power. You got to be careful with that stuff. Monopolies are never good, guys. The only monopoly that's good is the board game. Real life monopoly is never good. I'm not gonna lie, I like this move by the FTC, and don't act like it can't happen either before we move on, because we're talking about EA. This is the world's greediest fucking company in the gaming space, at least in the gaming space. There's more greedy companies, but in the gaming space, they're top 5 most greedy. They will fuck you over. Don't act like this is not a thing. Like I said, this is a 55 billion. This is a company last year in 2025 that was worth $50 billion. They sold for 55 billion. So they made an extra $5 billion in 2026. Or if the deal goes through, they'll be worth an extra in 2027. They'll be worth an extra $5 billion. And they released a free-to-play game for a game we've been waiting for 15 years for that's completely unfinished, which, by the way, what's going on with Skate? Has anybody heard anything about that? We don't want to talk about it anymore? Kind of hurts, doesn't it? I warned y'all. Don't support that shit. Given this admin, I don't trust they will do anything. Yeah, they not worried about that, unfortunately. Dead game. Other news, more corporate bullshit. Xbox boss on canceling games. Sometimes business decisions have to be made. Craig Duncan, the head of Xbox Studios, is reflecting on some of the momentous moments Microsoft made in 2025, which included canceling games, laying off staff, and shutting down development studios. Momentous. Momentous moves. That's fucking, this sentence contradicts this sentence. What do you mean momentous moves? There was no momentum in any of these moves. If you canceled a bunch of games and laid off a bunch of people, that kills momentum. But anyways, Duncan said in an interview with Games Radar, the decision to cancel games like Perfect Dark and Rare's new game Everwild was difficult, but he said it was necessary. Sometimes business decisions have to be made, which have wide reach and impact. We don't like doing that. So the lesson is, how do we make sure that we don't do that? That's really the goal there, he said. Part of Duncan's job is to perform portfolio reviews, he said, and sometimes these reviews lead to difficult outcomes for specific teams and projects. As an overall portfolio, we always are looking at how everything is going, and whether everything is set up well, and whether we got the right sources to go and deliver on our aspirations for all our games, he explained. I gotta call cap on this shit, because there's a report that came out last year where the rumor on the street is at Microsoft, they expect all their games to net a 30% profit, which is insane when your games are costing $100 million plus to make. So that's why, for those unaware, what's the cartoon action game that came out, the music joint, the studio that closed down? That game was a success, but it didn't hit the 30% and they closed the studio down. No, not Cuphead, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. That game was a success, but because it hit 15 instead of 30, they closed the studio down. Tango Gameworks, my apologies. So I gotta call cap on this shit when they talking about the reality is what it is they want to squeeze every last dollar out to appease these shareholders. The love for the game is fucking gone. Everything needs to make 30% or more, and unfortunately the only things in the market that are making that type of money are games that are cheap to make and easily reproduce, like NBA 2K. NBA 2K has a Madden. They have a foundation and they just update the foundation every day or every year. Versus a game where you have to craft an entirely new engine, a new world, where you got to do writing, characters, effort, and stuff like that. It can be a little bit harder. This is business once again ruining creativity. So I got to call cap on this shit. Yeah, hard decisions have to be made, but I think they also need, and I'm not putting this on Xbox. This is gaming as a whole. Game studios and publishers as a whole need to take a look at their overhead and they need to lower it. Stop making $100 million plus games and it'll be much easier to turn a profit. Make smaller, more experimental games. Then you can charge fucking $50 for them. Everything doesn't need to be $70. Then it's easier for us as consumers to get your product because it's cheaper. Also, we get more creativity. Everybody wins and you make your money. I don't know why this is so hard. These people went to school for business and they don't know how to do it. I don't understand this shit, bro. They trying to recoup from buying Activision. Yeah, and then there's that too. Yep, that's facts. Buying Bethesda and Activision, spending billions upon billions over the last 10 years. They trying to recoup off that shit still. Did I grab some comics? Oh yeah, I spent a lot on comics today. It was a lot of good books that came out this year today. I meant to post them. Other news. If you are a Switch 2 owner and you're looking forward to Dispatch will be censored on the Switch 2 due to platform content criteria, the developer says. Dispatch, the superhero workplace comedy made by Telltale veterans, is out now on the Nintendo Switch, but a number of excited new and returning players aren't super happy about the release. As it turns out, the game has been pretty aggressively censored on the system. It's been well known since its release on other platforms that Dispatch is a game with significant adult content. Some characters are fully or partially naked in various scenes, with their full anatomy on display, butt, booty, ass naked. There are some sex scenes where characters make sounds associated with sex. Sometimes characters flip the bird at one another. And for those who don't want to see all this, there's censorship toggles in the settings that cover up the nudity in the middle fingers and silences any unwanted sex noises. On most platforms, this is entirely optional, but up to the player to turn on. But not on the Nintendo Switch! Earlier today, reports began to drop from reviewers on the Switch version that Dispatch's censorship toggle is missing from the options on the platform. That's because it's permanently turned on. So all, no pun intended. So all the censor bars and the silence are just stuck that way with no way to turn on the more mature version of the content. Why? According to Ad Hoc, it's because of Nintendo's policies. Different platforms have different content criteria and submissions are evaluated individually, the studio said in a statement. Translation, Nintendo don't like none of that mature shit. I'm not reading none of the rest of this shit because you get the gist of it. This story is funny to me. First of all, you should be aware if you want to buy it on the Switch. But this story is funny to me because to me, it says that Nintendo still doesn't know their own audience. Yeah, Nintendo is the family-friendly platform, but most of the Nintendo kids are 80s and 90s kids like me. We grew up. We're all in our 30s or 40s. So there are just as many Nintendo adults as there are Nintendo kids. And those people who prefer to play on that platform, they probably want some mature content. So just put an M on the fucking box so the parents know not to buy the game for kids. So the other people can get, I feel like you're shooting yourself in your foot doing this shit. And you're forcing your hardcore Nintendo fans to go out and buy a PlayStation, go out and buy a PC, go out and buy an Xbox to get other experiences versus if they only want to keep it in-house. I don't get this. I don't understand the point of this shit. Don't they have Gooner games on the Switch? I don't know. My Switch is collecting dust. Yeah, they have Cyberpunk on the Switch. Is Cyberpunk censored? I don't play third party. I'm not gonna lie. You niggas who play third party games on the Switch are fucking crazy. Cyberpunk at 15 frames, nigga.
Man, I'm gonna play this off stream, man.
Hell no. Yeah, that's insane. So I just wanted to make people aware. If you have any interest in playing this newer game on the Switch, it will not be the same as the PC and the PlayStation and the Xbox version. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle, kids. G.I. Joe. I picked up the new G.I. Joe, by the way. There's a new character in there. Why do you have that? Why not? It's fun. It's fucking fun to press buttons, nigga. Yo, shout out to Young Fred with the sub. I appreciate it. New spin-off Witcher game was announced. What is it? I don't know. We better check out the trailer. So somebody about a minute ago just asked me, why do I have that button on my stream deck? For this exact reason right here, chat. This new Witcher game.
Man, I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
We will be playing this off stream. This is, yeah, somebody in the chat said day one exclusive off stream. My bad. I don't even know. I saw Witcher and I say the article. I thought it was gonna be a real game. I don't say it's not a real game, but I'm not gonna play this shit for real. No, thank you. Whose voice is that? That's Dylan from RDC World. This is the exact perfect time when we gonna play this joint all stream. Fuck no. What else I got for you? Oh, and fuck Ubisoft news. You remember the last week when Ubisoft announced we knew they were broke, but they announced they're really broke. And they canceled 6 games and delayed a whole bunch of others and laid off a bunch of people. One of the games that got canceled was the Prince of Persia remake. It's been recently revealed as of yesterday that the Prince of Persia remake actress revealed she found out about the game's cancellation through the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wonder why people hate Ubisoft, here's a reason. See, Ubisoft doesn't just fuck over me and you. They fuck over their developers. They fuck over their voice actors. And to be fair, they fuck over their shareholders, which is funny because the reason they're in the position of being fucking dirt poor is because everything they do is not for the love of the game and creativity, is to appease their shareholders. And they failed across the board. They fuck over you and me. They fuck over the voice actors. They fuck over their workers, and they fuck over the shareholders. What the fuck are these niggas doing it for, man? This shit is crazy. Yo, the higher ups at Ubisoft, they a little, I'm not gonna lie, they a little bit. Yeah, it's World War Ubisoft over here. It's a shame this happened. 4 for 4 is crazy. They pulled the gaming Wendy's. Yeah, what you say fuck me for? This is the worst way to find out you lost your job, bro. Nah, homegirl deserves better. Hope she lands on her feet, but this is another fuck you Ubisoft update. And then last but not least, Super Mario Galaxy movie has been finally shown. So let's watch the trailer together. Everybody get your GameCubes and wrap them around your necks. Minish Cat Mafia, put your... This thing is so stupid. He will do that shit. I couldn't watch. My review of the Super Mario Galaxy movie is too many illegals. First of all, we had illegals on the border, and now we have illegals in space in the galaxy. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Bro, if you don't fucking hold on. So they're clearly in a town that's like Mexican inspired. I'm gonna go ahead and say probably like what the Aztecs is some type shit. They go into a tomb, like an ancient tomb. Ladies and gentlemen, is Yoshi Mexican? Mexican dinosaur confirmed? What the fuck? April 1st, we in there, day one. That shit look fire. Hey, don't trust the reviews. Remember, last time, yeah, it is. That's fire. So they're like meshing games together. Remember, last time the last movie came out, the reviews came out, and they all said this shit was ass. We all went and saw it, and most of us agreed it was a good movie, which is crazy because the reviews were mainly coming from like gaming journalists. And I'm like, did y'all play Mario games? Like that movie was a love letter to Mario fans. Like, what are you talking about?